I'm gonna say this, fellas. Stop motherfucking overcomplicating fitness, man. Like, when it comes down to it, majority of the reason y'all not reaching your goals is literally fucking simple. It's because you're not lifting weights consistently. You're not progressively overloading. You're not lifting weights heavy for you. I'm not saying deadlift 500 pounds, 600 pounds, 700 pounds. I'm saying heavy for you. And since you're inconsistent, heavy for you is 250. All right? You're not progressively overloading over time. You're not being fucking consistent. That's the real reason you guys aren't reaching your goals. That's number one. Number two, your nutrition is shit. All right? The issue I see with this TikTok shit, you guys see like all these TikToks, all these different, Instagram videos and shit like that. It's like, oh, do a 5-minute ab workout, try this different recipe, try that, try this. Stick to the fucking basics, bro. Stick to the basics. The basics have been working forever. They're gonna continue to work forever. They're the simplest shit to do. Stop trying to switch shit up all the time. Like, here's the thing. Stop doing, 5 sets of failure to everything. You see what I'm saying? And then you're like, yo, I'm gonna do hybrid. So then you start running too. You don't even have any muscle. If you see someone on Instagram or TikTok or some shit and they have a lot of muscle, it's because they were consistent lifting weights and they were eating high protein and they were patient. All right. If you keep jumping from shit to shit, you're never gonna reach your goals. That's what we call shiny object syndrome. Shiny object syndrome is when you start to do something and you see something new and you're like, ooh, I want to do that. That's why most of you guys never fucking reach your goals. All right. 1 week you want to be a CrossFit athlete. The next week you're gonna do powerlifting. The next week you want to do Mike Menser's program. Newsflash, he was on fucking steroids, bro. All right. You want to do the Mike Menser program, and then you're like, you know what? Let me do the Arnold split. You know what? Let me do the bro split, and then you quit. You're like, dang, it's not working. If you don't do something consistently enough, you're not gonna give it enough time to work. That's how everything fucking works in life. All right. So stick to the fucking basics. Eat high protein, and here's the thing with high protein. All right. Do not ever say stupid shit. A lot of people say this shit. I go live on TikTok. You feel me? At least a couple of times a week now. But I go live on TikTok, and what do I always see? What do people always say? They all say, well, I don't know what to eat. Yes, the fuck you do. How many foods are on earth? There's been the same fucking foods on earth for how long? Forever. There's chicken, there's rice, there's potatoes, there's steak, there's ground turkey, there's fish, there's salmon, shrimp, eggs, there's non-fat dairy yogurt. Very simple shit. There's bread, there's pasta. What else do you think you have to fucking eat? Just stop frying the shit out of everything. Stop eating artificial shit like cookies, and stop eating big ass portions, and you'll get the results that you're looking for. All right, stop overcomplicating this shit. It's not that deep. The real issue is you. The real issue is that you lack discipline. The real issue is that you don't want to hold yourself accountable. That's the real fucking issue. The reason you're not losing fat is not, oh, cortisol levels. Fuck that. It's not that. All right. It's not like, damn, bro. Like, yeah, dog. Like, I just have a genetic issue. No, the fuck you don't. You're just not consistent. You're just not tracking your food. You're just not holding yourself accountable, and you're not sticking to the fucking basics. I'm tired of seeing all this, all these people saying all this stupid shit, and I'm like people will literally ask me like, hey man, should I hop on gear? And it's like, what physique did you say you wanted? Well, I just wanted to add a little bit of muscle. First of all, most of you guys have bases, like your starting point. Most of you guys' starting point is way fucking better than mine, and it's not even close. It's not even close. Most of your starting points are way fucking better than mine. Right? Way better than my brothers, way better than a lot of my friends. The only issue is your work ethic and your consistency and your dedication. That's where the real issue comes from. So you want to skip the process. You want to skip the process by taking steroids. You can't fucking skip the process, bro. It's just not going to happen. You cannot skip the process. And a lot of you guys want to do that shit. A lot of you guys try to skip the process, and I'm like, for example, there was a 19-year-old kid who came up to me in the gym. Great, bro. I assumed he was working out for 2 years straight just by his base. Obviously, he wasn't lean enough to like see all his muscles. And what a lot of you guys don't realize, I'm gonna say this again, is when you built up that muscle, which takes a couple of years, like I always say, like takes a couple of years to gain that first 40 to 50 pounds of muscle of consistency. That's number one. But once you cut down, you'll be able to see what you've built. But if you don't cut down, it's gonna be very hard for you to know. Like, you can kind of see it, but when you cut down, you'll really see what you built. You'll be like, oh shit, I built a lot of muscle. Right. But anyways, this kid, he wasn't like lean, but he had a lot of muscle mass on him. So I assumed that he was lifting for 2 years, and he told me he was on and off for like 6 months, inconsistent with nutrition, inconsistent with the gym. And he was asking me about steroids, like, hey man, I saw people taking steroids on social media. What do you take? And I'm like, dude, I don't fucking take steroids. And that mindset is just fucked. Like, he didn't even do the bare minimum yet. Like, he didn't do the bare minimum. He didn't execute nutrition. He didn't lift weights consistently. He didn't pay attention to his sleep and hit his protein and drink, a gallon of water. daily for at least 3 years. I call that the bare minimum. I don't call that impressive. I don't call that crazy. Like I said, why do you ask 3 years? Because from what I've seen, most people who lift for those first 3 years, like even Alex Eubank, you put on the majority of muscle you're gonna put on for your journey. Now, obviously, if you lift for 10 years and after the first 3 years, you're consistent those next 7 years, you know, like main gaining or lean bulking and then cutting, then yeah, you're gonna put on a decent amount of muscle even after that, right? However, like first 3 years, even like Alex Eubank, you put on a decent amount of muscle. That's more muscle than most people have, and then you cut down and you'll look aesthetic. Another reason I say 3 years is because that's how long Naruto went with Jiraiya, but that's just like a good monk mode amount of time. And that's like, for me, my first year I put on a lot of muscle, I looked different. But after like 3 years, you started to see like it looked like I had more muscle maturity because I was very consistent. And I had like, you know, a little more fine tuning, a little more details in my back and shoulders, quads, things like that, right? But if you lock in, right, if you lock in, do what you need to do, you execute for 3 years, you're not going to complain, you're not going to be asking questions, and you're going to be like, yeah, I probably don't have to take steroids because I just want to be aesthetic, I don't want to be a fucking IFBB pro. Like, a lot of you guys can go way further than you think you can. You just never actually put the work in. Like, and no one's going to do this shit for you. Most of you guys don't put the fucking work in. It's fucking crazy. Like, everyone who asks me a question, I don't even answer questions anymore. I just ask them questions back. Because when people ask me questions, depending on what the question is, I can tell what mindset it's coming from. So when someone is like, hey man, like, bro, like, I don't know, man, like, I really just want to get lean, I'm trying to lose fat and put on muscle, and it's like, you're not lifting weights, you're not eating healthy, you're eating like shit, so you've gained fat over the years, probably like 3 to 4% body fat for the last 3 years, so now you're up 12 to 15% body fat. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's where you're at right now because of your habits. So it took you 3 to 4 years to gain that 12 to 15% body fat. You're not in the gym, so you're not building muscle. So you're not going to pick up a weight and magically build muscle and lose fat. All right. First of all, you got to lift weights. You're going to build some muscle, but you got to really reduce your body fat percentage as well. Another thing is, a lot of you guys don't even fucking realize where you are. All right. You don't realize where you are, and you don't realize how long the journey takes. If you're trying to get to 10% body fat or 15% body fat in less than 4 months, but you're 30% body fat, it's just not going to fucking happen. All right. Now, you can lose a lot of weight in that amount of time. Weight is not the same as fat loss. All right. You're not going from 30 to 10% in like fucking 4 months. It's just not happening. All right, you gotta be patient and realize that the process takes time. The process takes time. That's just science. That is how it is. It's set in stone. You can't skip the process. Stop trying to skip the process. Stop being lazy as fuck. Stop saying, damn, I've been working hard when you've only been doing the bare minimum for 3 fucking days, 3 weeks, 3 months. That's not enough time to see results. Like, I'm so tired of that shit. People are like, damn, bro, I've been grinding. No, the fuck you haven't, bro. For the past 8 years, fuck that. For the past 10 years, I've been locked to fucking grinding. And I'm not complaining, right? I definitely want to see more results. But I know that, you know, genetically, I was already cooked. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm maximizing my potential, and I'm doing the best I can every day. So if I'm doing the best I can every day, then it's like, you know, I'm going to get the best results I possibly can, period, right? But I take every day seriously, day in and day out. It doesn't matter if it's raining outside. It doesn't matter if I have a headache. It doesn't matter if I have COVID. It doesn't matter what the fuck is going on. All right, I'm gonna make sure I do what I need to do. And a lot of y'all, for the past 10 years, how many times? All right, let's be a little bit nicer here. For the past 3 years, how many days have you hit your protein number? How many days have you tracked your calories? How many days have you missed the gym? Right? Like, just think about that. For the past 3 years, me, hit my protein every day, miss the gym, none. Hit my protein every day, like I said, hit the gym. Miss the gym, none. Drink a gallon of water every single time. Like, and I'm hyper aware of everything that I'm doing. I'm hyper aware of my nutrition. I'm hyper aware of all these things. Like, I'm not fucking slacking, all right? I'm locked in on these things. And you guys want, you know, results, and you're not doing any of this shit. Lock the fuck in, fellas.